welcome to Knowledge Masters. Knowledge Masters is a quick recall academic competition for 6th, 7th, and 8th grade students from area schools. My name is Jacqueline Hawkins from Elizabethtown Community and Technical College, and I'll be your moderator today. I'm joined by Judge Doug Cole and spotter Malia Hicks. Although our teams are familiar with the rules, I would like to state that while Knowledge Masters is similar to Governor's Cup, it is a Hardin County Schools competition. Today's contestants for our championship round are from Bluegrass Middle School and TK Stone Middle School. Now let's meet the team members and the sponsor from Bluegrass Middle School.
Nathan Sanders. Nathan loves video games, science, social studies, and ELA. He wants to be an astrophysicist when he is older. His favorite movie is 30 Seconds Over Tokyo and is a YouTuber. Karen Barreto Rivera. Karen Barreto Rivera is an 8th grader at Bluegrass Middle School. They like writing, gaming, and spending time with their friends. When they grow up, they hope to go into animation and have their own animated show. Harper Taylor. Harper Taylor is an 8th grader at Bluegrass Middle School. She has been a part of Quick Recall for 2 years. In her free time, she enjoys puzzles, woodworking, and the performing arts. As a career, she hopes to be a performer or a physicist. Taylor Barno. Taylor Barno is an 8th grader at Bluegrass Middle School. They hope to be a child psychologist. Mr. Ramsey. Mr. Ramsey is a 6th grade math teacher at Bluegrass Middle School. This is Mr. Ramsey's first year as a Quick Recall coach. Miss Goes. Miss Goes is a 7th grade science teacher at Bluegrass Middle School. This is Miss Goes' 5th year coaching the academic team.
We will now meet the team members and sponsor from TK Stone Middle School.
Quinn Berkshire. Quinn Berkshire is a 7th grader who enjoys playing video games, and his favorite subjects are science and arts and humanities. He hopes to one day become a therapist. Lex Bratcher. Lex Bratcher is an 8th grader who enjoys playing sports and hanging out with friends. His favorite subject is math, and he is a member of the Beta Club. He plans to become a lawyer, but doesn't have a specific college in mind yet. Jake Hubbard. Jake Hubbard is an 8th grader whose favorite subjects are social studies and language arts. In addition to the academic team, he is the Beta Club treasurer, a member of the student council, and a member of the junior varsity soccer team. He hopes to attend the University of Kentucky and become a banker. Chandler Park. Chandler Park is a 6th grader who plays golf and is a member of the Beta Club and the TKS band. His favorite subjects are math and language arts. He hopes to go to Stanford and become an environmental engineer. Kimberly Strange. Kimberly Strange is a graduate of Murray State University and has been a music teacher at Homewood Heights for 13 years, and this is her 12th year as an academic team coach. She enjoys theater, drinking coffee, and going to new restaurants.
Coaches, you may return to your seats at this time. Teams, are you ready? Contestants, remember you may interrupt the reading of a toss-up question by buzzing in. However, if your answer is incorrect, the question will be reread in its entirety for the opposing team. Teams may confer on bonus questions, but the team captain must give the response or must designate one teammate to respond. Remember, the bounce back bonus will be in effect. All questions are worth 1 point and each half is 10 minutes long. Let's begin the first half with a toss-up question. In a book by Patricia McLaughlin, what character sends this note in reply to an advertisement? I will come by train. I will wear a yellow bonnet. I am plain and tall.
TK Stone Hubbard.
Sarah.
That is correct. This is a bonus for TK Stone. What do we call the clear, protective coating of the eye, which is regularly bathed by tears that wash away any debris?
Cornea.
That's correct. This is a toss-up question. Name the individual bones which comprise the spine of a mammal.
Bluegrass Taylor.
Vertebrae.
That's correct. This is a bonus for Bluegrass. In a chemical reaction, the amount of oxygen consumed is 8 times as great as the amount of hydrogen consumed. How much hydrogen is consumed when 32 grams of oxygen are consumed?
4 grams.
That's correct. This is a toss-up question. During the 20th century, the world's population rose from about 1.6 billion to 6 billion, an increase of what percentage? The correct response is 375%. Toss-up question. Averaging only 9 inches of rain per year, what is the driest state in the United States?
TK Stone Bratcher.
Arizona.
That's incorrect.
Bluegrass Taylor.
New Mexico.
That's also incorrect. The correct response is Nevada. Toss-up question. Who is the protagonist in Watership Down? The correct response is Hazel. Toss-up question. In the 19th century, Georges Cuvier founded the study of fossil animals with backbones. Such animals, living or extinct, are collectively classified as...
TK Stone Park.
Vertebrae.
Say it again.
Vertebrates.
That's correct. This is a bonus for TK Stone. What kind of telescope is designed to detect radio waves from space?
I designate Quinn.
No.
It's a bonus.
Sonographic telescope.
That's incorrect. Bounce back.
A reflective telescope.
That's also incorrect. The correct response is a radio telescope. Toss-up question. What is the main religion in Costa Rica, the Dominican Republic, Argentina, Bolivia?
TK Stone Park.
Christianity.
Be more specific. I'll complete the question. What is the main religion in Costa Rica, the Dominican Republic, Argentina, Bolivia, and Peru?
Bluegrass Taylor.
Southern Christianity.
That's incorrect. The correct response is Roman Catholicism. Toss-up question. In which ancient city was the architectural and artistic wonder known as the Hanging Gardens?
Bluegrass Sanders.
The Hanging Gardens of Babylon.
That's correct. This is a bonus for Bluegrass. What is 1/4 of 1/2 of a right angle?
$11.
That's incorrect. Bounce back.
22.5 degrees.
That's also incorrect. The correct response is 11 1/4 degrees or 11.25 degrees. This is a toss-up question. Reduce this ratio to its simplest form, 1/2 to 4.
TK Stone Bratcher.
1 to 8.
That's correct. This is a bonus for TK Stone. What type of art is a monochromatic rendering of the outline of a solid figure as cast by its shadow?
I designate Chandler.
Pop art.
That's incorrect. Bounce back.
Silhouette.
That's correct. This is a toss-up question. Simon Legree is to villain as Pollyanna is to what?
Bluegrass Sanders.
Protagonist or hero.
That's correct. This is a bonus question for Bluegrass. In which cardinal direction would you head to get from Syria to Iraq?
I designate Sanders.
North.
That's incorrect. Bounce back.
South.
That's also incorrect. The correct response is east. Toss-up question. What word is missing in these cliches? She's making my blank turn gray. I'm tearing...
Bluegrass Taylor.
Hair.
That's correct. This is a bonus for Bluegrass. What kind of trade arrangement encourages buying or selling of goods and services across international borders with few or no restrictions?
Capitalism.
That's incorrect. Bounce back.
Free trade.
That's correct. This is a toss-up question. These are the first lines from a song about what river that begins northwest of Moscow and ends in the Caspian Sea. Yo heave ho, oh yo heave ho, pull my brave lads, pull once more for the shore.
TK Stone Park.
Euphrates.
That's incorrect.
Bluegrass Taylor,
Tigris.
That's also incorrect. The correct response is the Volga River. Toss-up question. What carnivorous mammal in one of Aesop's fables is associated with someone issuing a false alarm?
TK Stone Hubbard,
Wolf.
That's correct. This is a bonus for TK Stone. What art material is made from shreds of paper mixed with glue and derives its name from the French phrase that literally means chewed paper?
I designate Chandler.
Paper mache.
That's correct. This is a toss-up question. The endoskeleton of vertebrates is made of cartilage and what?
TK Stone Park,
Keratin.
That's incorrect. The correct response is bone. Toss-up question. The human has 7 bones in the neck. How many bones are in the neck of a giraffe?
TK Stone Park,
14.
That's incorrect.
Bluegrass Taylor,
49.
That's also incorrect. The correct response is 7. Toss-up question. In 1845, Election Day for U.S. presidents and vice presidents was established by Congress on what day of the week following the first Monday in November?
Bluegrass Taylor,
Tuesday.
That's correct. This is a bonus for Bluegrass. The evaporation rate depends primarily on wind speed, relative humidity, and what other factor?
I designate Sanders.
Heat.
Judge,
No.
that is incorrect. Bounce back.
Temperature.
That is correct. This is a toss-up question. In geometry, what verb means to cut into 2 equal?
TK Stone Hubbard,
Bisect.
That's correct. This is a bonus for TK Stone. What tempo is indicated by the musical term lento?
Slow.
That's correct. Toss-up question. James Russell Lowell wrote this to what flower? Dear common flower that growest by the way, fringing the dusty road with harmless gold.
TK Stone Park,
Dandelion.
That's correct. This is a bonus for TK Stone. Which is the indirect object in this line? The Queen of Hearts sent Alice a tart message after the croquet match.
Tart message.
That's incorrect. The correct response is Alice. That concludes the first half of play in this round of Knowledge Masters. And at the conclusion of the half, the score is Bluegrass 7, TK Stone 11. Welcome to the second half of Knowledge Masters between Bluegrass Middle School and TK Stone Middle School. We would like to take time during the intermission to tell you something about the schools. And here to tell us about Bluegrass Middle School is Eden Chang.
Bluegrass Middle School is located in Elizabethtown, KY, and was established in 1990. It draws students from New Highland Elementary School, Heartland Elementary School, and Woodland Elementary School. It predominantly feeds into John Hardin High School. Bluegrass is a school of approximately 600 students attending grades 6 through 8. It offers an abundance of clubs and sports. Such activities include History Club, Student Technology Leadership Program, chess, Girls Who Code, archery, academic team, and many more. The mission statement of Bluegrass Middle School is to transform youth into responsible citizens by providing academic, emotional, and social standards of excellence. Their core values are respect, responsibility, and safety, which support their culture of accepting all students as Bluegrass students.
Thank you, Aiden. During the half, the following substitutions were made for Bluegrass Middle School. Joining the team are Anthony Anicetti and Ram Danturthi.
Anthony Anicetti is an 8th grader student at Bluegrass Middle School, skilled cartoonist, and expects to go to college. Ram Danturthi is a 7th grader at Bluegrass Middle School. Ram would like to become an anesthesiologist. They like math and playing basketball.
And now to tell us about TK Stone Middle School, here's Kevin C.
TK Stone is a middle school for the Elizabethtown Independent School District and serves more than 600 students that come from a variety of backgrounds. TK Stone Middle School offers a flexible curriculum which meets the needs and abilities of the students. The talented and dedicated staff is proud to offer an academically challenging environment and the opportunity for all students to be involved and successful at school. TK Stone is one-to-one with each student assigned their own Chromebook to use throughout the day. A number of different extracurricular activities are offered, including beta, drama, FCS, student council, yearbook, and many others. At TK Stone, students take ownership of their own education and are empowered to become productive citizens that will continue to grow and learn every day.
Thank you, Kevin. Let's begin the second half of play with a toss-up question. Name the country which has a flag called the Dannebrog, containing a white Latin cross on a red field.
TK Stone Park.
Switzerland.
That's incorrect.
Bluegrass Taylor.
Sweden.
That's also incorrect. The correct response is Denmark. Toss-up question. What architectural structure is hemispherical?
Bluegrass Taylor.
Dome.
That's correct. This is a bonus for Bluegrass. Collectively, these terms remind us of what seafaring people? Rune, Longship, Saga, Valhalla, Odin.
Vikings.
That's correct. Toss-up question. What kind of creature is my friend Flicka?
Bluegrass Taylor.
A fairy.
That's incorrect.
TK Stone Berkshire.
A fish.
That's also incorrect. Flicka is a horse. Toss-up question. Around 1709, what musical instrument did the harpsichord maker Bartolomeo Cristofori invent?
Bluegrass Sanders.
Piano.
That's correct. This is a bonus for Bluegrass. When Felix yelled toward the cliff, sound traveled at 1,080 feet per second. If the echo returned 1.6 seconds later, how far away was the cliff?
Two miles.
That's incorrect. Bounce back.
I designate Chandler. 1.728 miles.
That's also incorrect. The correct response is 864 feet. Toss-up question. What is the collective name for these types of songs? Sea shanties, ballads, lullabies, working songs.
Bluegrass Sanders.
Poems.
That's incorrect. I'll complete the question. What's the collective name for these types of songs? Sea shanties, ballads, lullabies, working songs, and drinking songs.
TK Stone Berkshire.
A cappella.
That's also incorrect. The correct response is folk songs. Toss-up question. In what musical is there a song that includes these words? Because.
Bluegrass Taylor.
The Wizard of Oz.
That's correct. This is a bonus for Bluegrass. Transparency is equivalent to what percent opacity?
100%.
That's incorrect. Bounce back.
0%.
That's correct. This is a toss-up question. This is from the libretto of what opera by Engelbert Humperdinck? Nibbling, nibbling, little mouse. Who's nibbling on my house?
Bluegrass Taylor.
Cinderella.
That's incorrect. The correct response is Hansel and Gretel. Toss-up question. You have 3 steaks to cook on a little grill that only has room for 2 at a time. Each steak has to be cooked 10 minutes on a side. What is the shortest possible time?
TK Stone Bratcher.
20 minutes.
That's incorrect. I'll complete the question. You have 3 steaks to cook on a little grill that only has room for 2 at a time. Each steak has to be cooked 10 minutes on a side. What is the shortest possible time to cook all 3 steaks?
Bluegrass Taylor.
30 minutes.
That's correct. This is a bonus for Bluegrass. This is from what Jules Verne's story? I saw a cabin in which Conseil and Ned Land were devouring their repast with avidity. The door opened to the kitchen. There, electricity, better than gas, did all the cooking.
I designate Sanders.
20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
That's correct. This is a toss-up question. Hinged openings in the floor of a stage by which an actor can suddenly appear from below.
Bluegrass Taylor.
Trapdoor.
That's correct. This is a bonus for Bluegrass. What is the first positive even number that is a square of a natural number?
2.
That's incorrect. Bounce back.
I designate Lex.
4.
That's correct. Toss-up question. Restate the following sentence using the second person. This is my problem.
Bluegrass Taylor.
That is their problem.
That's incorrect.
TK Stone Hubbard.
This is your problem.
That's correct. This is a bonus for TK Stone. Which S.E. Hinton novel features the characters of Derry and Ponyboy?
Black Beauty.
That's incorrect. Bounce back.
The Outsiders.
That's correct. This is a toss-up question. What is the fewest number of U.S. senators and House of Representatives?
TK Stone Park.
150.
That's incorrect. I'll complete the full question. What is the fewest number of U.S. senators and House of Representatives members that one state can have?
Bluegrass Sanders.
2.
That's incorrect. The correct response is 3. Toss-up question. The sun is 390 times greater in diameter than the moon. But from the Earth, the moon and the sun appear to be about the same size. How many times farther away is the sun than the moon? $390 times. Toss-up question. There are 746 watts of power in 1 horsepower. The normal human can only generate 1/3 horsepower for a few minutes. To the nearest 10, this equals how many watts?
TK Stone Hubbard.
158.7.
That's incorrect.
Bluegrass Taylor.
248.7 watts.
That's also incorrect. We have to have it to the nearest 10, so the correct response is 250. Toss-up question. Which novel features these key events? The pilot has a heart attack and the small plane.
TK Stone Hubbard.
Hatchet.
That's correct. This is a bonus for TK Stone. What major island is just north of the Java Trench?
Australia.
That's incorrect. Bounce back.
Hawaii.
That's also incorrect. The correct response is Java. Toss-up question. What coveted awards are given annually by the Academy of Motion Picture?
Bluegrass Sanders.
The Oscars.
That's correct. This is a bonus for Bluegrass. The body of what animal was sculpted with the head of a human on the ancient Egyptian sphinxes?
A lion.
That's correct. This is a toss-up question. 50 equals 5 times 10 to what power?
TK Stone Bratcher.
The first.
That's correct. This is a bonus for TK Stone. An insecticide packaged under pressure with a gaseous propellant is what type of solution?
Positive.
That's incorrect. Bounce back.
A gaseous.
That's also incorrect. It's an aerosol solution. Toss-up question. A trawler carrying 19,000 pounds of fish has a cargo of how many tons?
Bluegrass Sanders.
9.
That's incorrect.
TK Stone Berkshire.
9.5 tons.
That's correct. This is a bonus for TK Stone. A parallelogram with a height 8 inches has an area of 112 square inches. The length of its base is how many inches?
I designate Chandler. 14.
That's correct. Toss-up question. The lowest concentration of oxygen in the body is found in the pulmonary capillaries of what organs?
TK Stone Park.
Heart.
That's incorrect.
Bluegrass Taylor.
The lungs.
That's correct. This is a bonus for Bluegrass. If A is less than B, then AC is less than what quantity?
BA.
That's incorrect. The correct response is BC. And we currently have a tie in our championship match with Bluegrass at 18 and TK Stone at 18, and that means that we will enter our tiebreaker phase. So the way that tiebreaker works is we will do 5 toss-up questions. We will not do bonus questions. So each of these questions will be a toss-up for either team. Judge, we'll start with question 28 from game 8, half 2. We do 5 questions, Judge, so I'm numbering those to make sure we know where we stop. Okay, tiebreaker toss-up number 1. The Constitution requires Congress to assemble at least how many times annually?
Bluegrass Taylor.
1.
That's correct. This is tiebreaker toss-up number 2. Name the major city on Long Island.
TK Stone Berkshire.
Manhattan.
That's incorrect.
Bluegrass Taylor.
Boston.
That's also incorrect. The correct response is New York City. This is tiebreaker toss-up number 3. What property of a triangle is defined as the length of a perpendicular line from the base to the opposite vertex?
Bluegrass Taylor.
Height.
That's correct. This is tiebreaker toss-up number 4. Sectors, arcs, and radii.
Bluegrass Taylor.
Circle.
That's correct. This is tiebreaker toss-up number 5. What adjective should be capitalized in this line in which all capitalization is missing? In his many travels throughout Peru, John had never seen...
TK Stone Park.
John.
That's incorrect. I'll complete the question. In his many travels throughout Peru, John had never seen an Inca ruin or a Black Panther.
Bluegrass Sanders.
Inca.
That's correct. That concludes our tiebreaker phase today. The final score is Bluegrass 22, TK Stone. That means that Bluegrass Middle School is the champion of the 2021 Knowledge Masters Tournament. Congratulations, Bluegrass. And congratulations to our second place team, TK Stone Middle School. Thank you for joining us for the 2021 Knowledge Masters Tournament.